The year 1982 stands as one of the most fascinating and confusing years in the history of the United States 1-cent coin, because it marked the dramatic transition from the old copper cents to the new copper-plated zinc cents. Collectors know that during this year, both copper and zinc versions were minted, and that change opened the door to some of the most valuable and expensive modern Lincoln pennies in existence. If you hold a 1982 penny, you may not realize that in your pocket could lie a coin worth thousands of dollars, a coin that can truly change your fortune overnight. Every detail matters: weight, lettering, and even the tiniest variation in design, and that is exactly what makes the 1982 penny so rare and so desirable among coin collectors around the world today. When the U.S. Mint switched the composition from 95% copper to a lighter copper-plated zinc, they created multiple varieties in the process. There were large date designs, small date designs, and both copper and zinc compositions produced in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. In total, there are 7 main varieties of 1982 pennies, but one stands above the rest as the ultimate jackpot: the 1982 D small date copper penny. This coin is so rare because it was never supposed to exist. Denver struck pennies in zinc, not copper, yet a handful of copper planchets were accidentally struck with the small date die, creating one of the most legendary era varieties in American coinage. If you happen to discover one of these in your collection, you're not just holding a penny. You're holding a coin that can sell for over $10,000 to $20,000 depending on condition, sometimes even more at auction. The difference between copper and zinc is surprisingly easy to identify but incredibly important. Copper pennies weigh 3.11 grams, while zinc pennies weigh 2.5 grams. That small difference in weight separates an ordinary penny worth face value from one worth a small fortune. Imagine weighing your loose change and suddenly realizing you've been holding a coin that could pay off your debts, buy a car, or even help secure your financial future. Stories of lucky collectors and even casual coin hunters finding these rare 1982 varieties in circulation are not myths. They are documented cases, and it's still possible that undiscovered treasures are sitting unnoticed in drawers, jars, and piggy banks across America right now. The small date design is another critical detail to master. On the small date 1982 penny, the 2 in the date is sharper and more delicate, and the 8 appears more evenly balanced compared to the large date version. These tiny design choices are what separate a coin worth pennies from one worth thousands. Collectors are obsessed with these distinctions because they know that spotting the right detail can mean the difference between walking away empty-handed and walking away with life-changing money. The thrill of that hunt is what keeps the 1982 penny at the center of so much attention in the coin collecting community today. Auction records prove just how valuable these coins are. A verified 1982 D small date copper penny graded in mint condition has sold for over $18,000 at auction, and even circulated examples can bring in thousands. Other 1982 small date copper cents from Philadelphia, though not as rare, also bring in significant money when found in pristine condition, with some selling for hundreds of dollars. For a coin that most people overlook as common pocket change, these figures are shocking, and they highlight just how much opportunity lies hidden in everyday currency. This is why experts stress that you should never underestimate the potential of a coin simply because it looks ordinary. What makes the 1982 penny even more fascinating is that this was a transition year full of minting chaos. The U.S. Mint was experimenting with compositions, and in doing so, errors slipped through. Error coins are already highly collectible, but transition year errors like the 1982 D small date copper are practically legendary. They represent a clash of old and new, copper and zinc, precision and mistake, and this combination fuels an endless demand among collectors who will pay whatever it takes to own one. The excitement around these coins has grown to the point that even casual hobbyists are hunting through rolls of pennies specifically looking for these varieties. The magic of the 1982 penny is that it can appear anywhere. Someone could find one in their spare change at the grocery store, in a forgotten jar of coins in the attic, or even inherited in a collection from a family member who never knew its worth. The idea that a 1-cent coin minted decades ago could suddenly bring you a payday of thousands is exactly what makes this story so compelling and why collectors are so passionate about spreading the word. These coins are not locked away in museums. They are out there, waiting to be discovered, and every person who checks their change has a chance of stumbling onto one. Many people make the mistake of spending these coins without realizing their worth. They see a penny and assume it's just another common coin, but the truth is that 1982 created one of the biggest opportunities in modern numismatics. If you spend it cheap, you could be throwing away life-changing money. That's why every expert warns collectors to slow down, pay attention, and learn the differences that matter. Knowledge is power in coin collecting, and those who take the time to understand these details are the ones who walk away with incredible finds. This is not just a hobby, it can be a fortune-changing discovery. So the next time you see a 1982 penny, don't ignore it. Hold it carefully, weigh it if possible, study the date, and check whether you might be holding a treasure. Remember that the 1982 D small date copper is one of the most valuable Lincoln cents ever known, and others from that year can also carry strong premiums. The story of the 1982 penny proves that life-changing money can still hide in plain sight, tucked away in the most ordinary places, waiting for someone with sharp eyes and patience to uncover it. That's the magic of coin collecting. It turns the everyday into the extraordinary, the ordinary into the priceless, and for the lucky few, a single cent into a fortune overnight.